we'll go to the next step, the next piece of it. We call those herbs that we can take every day tonic herbs or super herbs. I'll get there in a second. I want to mention one more thing. With the charcoal, we're working on the heavy metals and we're working on the toxins from the environment. We're bathed in it. It's crazy how much toxin we're breathing in just on a highway. It's unbelievable. We take it for granted. We think, oh, no, this is normal. This is not normal. There wasn't anything going on like this 150 years ago. It's not normal at all. And so we have to have something there that's kind of giving us peace of mind that, hey, we're working on detoxifying our body and extending our longevity. Because again, in my research, nothing beats activated charcoal in longevity. Let me give you some numbers on that. Activated charcoal is known to increase the lifespan of mammals in over 75 years of scientific research by factors as high as 20%, even up as high as 47%. Now, let me tell you what that means, because you're like, okay, good. That sounds good. It's 20%, 47%. Okay, that's great. But what does that actually mean? Well, to my mind, when I look at a human being, I think we're supposed to get 100 years. If we lived in an ideal situation, we ate right, we did the right things, we had the right exercise, we were walking, through the mountains every day, we should get 100 years out of this life. We didn't have the stressors and the chaos of television media, right? Because I think now, by the way, you probably know that the media is just a fear machine, right? Then the television is a fear machine. So it's stressful. If you want to have less stress in your life, turn the TV off or get rid of it. I got rid of televisions over 30 years ago. So I'd recommend that. But at any rate, the research on charcoal indicates that it can outperform any single food, any single herb, any single supplement by great factors. For example, resveratrol is known to extend life. It extends life on average in mammals about 7.5%. That's really good, but that's not 20%. Olive oil. Olive oil is an extraordinary longevity substance. Mediterranean diet people know that. You probably heard that before. How much does it extend life in mammals? Generally between 9 and 18%. That's the highest of anything I know, by the way, just so you know that. In the research I've been going through, I don't know anything that extends life that's a food like olives and olive oil, 9 to 18%. I'd say for human being, the thing that might fit there that's close for sure right there with olive oil is chocolate, strangely. Now, obviously not Milky Way or sugarized nonsense or Three Musketeers or any of that junk, but real chocolate, right? Real dark chocolate that doesn't have sugar in it. Okay, now let's jump to the next thing. Then you're going, wait, so 20%, what does that mean again? Well, it means that if, let's say you live to be 100, it means 120. That's what 20% increase in lifespan means. Let's say you're going to live, let's say you're like, wait, 30% increase in lifespan. That means 130. That's how powerful charcoal is as a detoxification agent. My research on Taoism, on the great yogis of the world, indicates to me that the great longevity specialists of the world they all knew charcoal. They knew it intuitively. They knew it's in their systems, but that part doesn't get translated over into Western thought, because Western thought goes, I need a food to eat. It has to be an herb. It's got to be some special herb up in the mountains that caused me to live a long time. That's just our Western, the way we think about things, right? So that's where the books go. But charcoal is unbeatable, actually, compared to anything. There's no herb you're going to be able to take that's going to extend your life and improve your health better than activated charcoal. And try it out. That's been a big prerogative of mine for years now. I'm in love with it. It's one of my favorite things in my life, actually. I got so into it. Let me tell you how crazy I got into this. I realized that, wait a second. Any odors coming off your body? Charcoal. Any odors coming off your mouth? Charcoal. Can you brush your teeth with charcoal? Absolutely. Try it. Find out what happens and look into that. Do a little internet search on brushing your teeth with charcoal. Find out the truth. Can you use charcoal, for example? Let's say you got odors in the fridge. You bet. Get a little jar like this, fill it up with charcoal, leave the jar open, put it in the fridge, and it'll absorb all those odors. What about, can I use charcoal? You said something about plants. Can I put it in my plants? And you bet you can. Absolutely. I got crazy. I buy charcoal in totes, big old giant bags that have rice-sized pieces of charcoal all prepared for me that I use in farming. And I usually get now 2 a year, 2 big giant bags a year of that. Will that toughen up the trees to survive snow? You bet. It can have that effect. Can it toughen up trees in general? Yes, you bet. There's nothing that resets the environment more than charcoal. You see how crazy this is? And it goes on and on. Let's say, for example, I have an old house on my farm. and it has odors that come out of the toilet. So I just started flushing charcoal down the toilet, and I started putting charcoal all around, anywhere where gases could escape, anywhere in the walls where gases could come up from the old sewer. Completely gone, wiped it out. No more smell, no more odors. If cleanliness is near to godliness, I like being clean. Therefore, I use charcoal. Is charcoal good for soap? You bet it is. Best thing ever. Incredible for soap, and goes on and on and on like this. You want to clean the environment around you. You want to remediate it from chemicals. Let's say you moved into a place, you're like, I don't know what kind of chemicals they sprayed here. Throw charcoal all over the place. Throw it on the ground. Go get a big tote like this. I get it from biocharnow.com. biocharnow.com. And you get a big tote like this, not the edible stuff, although you could eat it, it's not going to hurt you, but this is for farming or for your yard, and just throw it everywhere. I just throw it everywhere, all over the place. It's the best thing for the environment. Crazy. See how this is incredible. Now, I want to go to the next step on the herbalism. So we're still in step 4. Parasites. Parasites are real. Every single cleanse, we do parasite cleansing. We go for the wormwood, the black clove or the black walnut, the cloves. We go for the quassia, the male fern, the herbs that get the parasites out, neem leaf. Sometimes diatomaceous earth, actually. In some formulas, like my friend Dr. Group, we do his Paratrex formula. That has diatomaceous earth in it. I wouldn't recommend diatomaceous earth every day. It's not a tonic substance like charcoal. But for doing a cleanse to get the parasites out, I definitely recommend it. And if any parasites come out, you stay on it for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 days, depending on how much is coming out of you. I've had people get worms out in bundles for weeks and even months. Right? Our whole system is saying, oh, no, parasites, that's like in Mexico. Oh, no, parasites, that's like a dog. Oh, no, parasites, that's somewhere else. No. Absolutely not. The key, actually, in my opinion, once you've done all the other steps, super key. If you never want to be sick again, no cold, cough, flu, fever, anything ever again, that's over. That's gone. We cured that long ago. If that's your goal, which I found out from my great teachers back at the Price Pottinger Nutrition Foundation back there in San Diego 27 years ago, I found out their theories. I put them into action for 27 years. They were right. There's no chance. People are like, you're worried about a flu or a cough or a cold. I'm like, no, that's impossible. Like, what do you mean it's impossible? It's like, I will never be sick again ever in my life. What are you talking about? You can't say that. Yes, you can, because you've never been taught what the actual causes of cold, cough, flu, fever, et cetera are. And the cause is that your body has parasites and they're eating away at your immune system, meaning there's a fire going on over here and you're trying to fight off respiratory conditions over here. And this one's it's just too much. Your body goes, we don't have enough resources. And that's when people get sick. I'm going to just say that again. I'm going to say it this way. Tapeworms, worms, liver flukes, parasites in your system, harmful bacteria, virus, they're actually parasites, so they can't defend themselves from other parasites. So like a tapeworm is a virus factory. I can't tell you how important that is to learn. I learned that from great parasitologists like Hannah Kruger 27 years ago. I put it into action. She was right. She was right. Bless her heart. She was right. You get parasites out, you get the worms out, all of a sudden you go, oh, I'm not, what's going on here? Right? And when you do get worms out of you, you're awake, you're aware. Until that happens, you're like, oh, no, that's someone else. Oh, no, that's him over there. Or that's him over there. Or that's her over there. No. You have to look at yourself first. You're going to find out crazy stuff happens. Not everybody has these things, but a lot of people do, more than you'd think. And when they come out, it's better out than in. And when they come out, you got to go all the way to get them out. Again, there's certain herbs that get them out. And it could be condorongo bark, pau d'arco, cat's claw, male fern, quassia, cloves. These are just ones I can name off the top of my head. Wormwood. What's it? Black walnut I mentioned already, and the neem leaf, and it just goes on. There's many, and all herbal systems, they have this because they know. They were smart back then, a lot smarter than us, and they know, oh, you've been eating from the environment, you could have parasites. Oh, the dog's been licking your face, you could have parasites. And yes, you can get parasites from a dog licking your face, because that's one of the ways that transmit parasites. Can you get parasites from sushi? 100%. Tapeworms I would never eat sushi. I would never touch it. It's all loaded with tapeworms. Someone's got to tell you, that's the thing, is like, it's not a pretty picture, but geez, is it an important one. This is all still part 4. This is all part of the herbalism. Now, once we got the parasites out, so now we're working the heavy metals down. And there's other things that are good for heavy metals. And I would fit into here like MSM. I'm a big fan of MSM. methyl sulfonylmethane as a supplement. I love it. I mean, when I have it, I take it. Sometimes I get, distracted, or suddenly I'm in a new place or I'm in a different, location. I don't have my MSM with me, but when I have it, I take it and I really like it. That's really antagonistic to mercury. And there's other things like that. Coated silver. Some of you guys like my coated silver. Let me tell you something. Coated silver is 20,000 parts per million. One drop of coated silver contains more actual silver in it than a bottle of colloidal silver, 4-ounce bottle that's being sold in a health food store. That's how much of a breakthrough that is. Let me just say this again, because silver is antagonistic to lead. And lead contamination, you think that's something from like the Roman times? No way. We look at Flint, Michigan. Come on, you guys. Look at Flint, Michigan. Massive lead contamination. The United States is loaded with lead contamination all over the place. In the water supply even. So let's say you absorbed it. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I absorbed it from the pipes. So when I grew up in New Jersey, I'm sure it was all in the pipes and in the water supply. And I absorbed it because we didn't have water filters back then. We didn't even think of anything of that. So what's antagonistic to lead? Silver. Does a colloidal silver a clear bottle you're buying in a store actually really have anything in it? The research, and Dr. Pai he mentioned this. There was a research study came out in a peer-reviewed journal, 14 colloidal silvers on the market, 12 of them failed. One of the ones that didn't fail, of course, was coated silver. Coated silver is 20,000 parts per million, not 10 parts per million, right? So in terms of effectiveness, there is no, it's a joke, actually. I'll leave that to your own investigation. But this is part of this step 4, which is like, I want the lead out. And silver is antagonistic to lead. Silver is antagonistic to parasites also. Now, I want to get now into the tonic herbs, like the shaga right here and the reishi, and I've got a little bit of goji tincture right here, and got some tonic herbs and tincture over here. And if you were in my house, you're able to see what I'm doing. Is a lot of times I'm out in nature collecting tonic herbs, drying them out, and making teas out of them, and living on that a lot.